everyone's going to understand the thought processes, the emotions that I would have in this situation, because I know there is now a lot of people who watch these videos and they feel inspired and it feel like it's giving them direction. It's highlighting a lot of things that haven't yet thought about or they weren't aware of, something they would have to navigate as part of this move. In general, making some sort of big life change. I know I will also get comments of people, why are you acting in this way? Like, I know exactly the comments that I will get from it. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to share this. Yeah, I want to cut up your sprinkles like it looks like Mickey Mouse. Put some more cinnamon on. Put them in. Put them in. There you go. Bluey pancakes, vitamins. Oh, good. Tastes like Good Friday. What we're making, guys?
I'm trying to make a circle out of these.
Oh, that's a good idea. What are you making, Axel?
I'll make a top. I'm gonna make. Hey, you just told me.
You're gonna make a circle? Good idea.
You're copying me. You're copying me. Axel always copies me.
Because he really looks up to you, darling, and anything you do, he just thinks is so cool. It's not a bad thing.
Cool.
He's learning everything that you do.
New granny glasses.
It's almost 3 o'clock. I've just sat down to some chicken noodle soup. The kids are currently playing with a little dinosaur discovery kit that I got from Target, which, FYI, $15. Get yourself onto Target's website or go into Kmart and find one if you want to. But it's so good. I see, guys, are you burying the little bones? Where's the magnifying glass? Axel, find the magnifying glass. Can you see?
Can't see.
Through the magnifying glass.
Two more dinosaurs.
To make little molds.
I found some sharks.
You found a shark? Oh look, I found a T-Rex jaw. There's that one.
I need to shopping.
This video was supposed to go a lot differently. It was going to be, we were going to go to see Mikey at the swimming carnival. I was going to get out. I was going to show you some little bits of the town, and then Axel needed a nap, so I put him down for a nap. Mikey has been so busy with work in the swimming carnival, that he never texts me back to say what time to come down at, which is absolutely fine. And then Ella was like, Mum, can you play Roblox Dress to Impress with me? That's our favourite thing to play together. So I was like, yeah, we'll play that whilst Monkey's having a nap. And I was just sat thinking, because last night I did some like tarot card pulls, which I do all the time whenever I'm feeling like a little bit stuck or like need some guidance or something. Later in the evening I had a conversation with Mikey and I was talking about, you know, like how different things are at the minute. In the UK we had a joint account and our own bank accounts. Here we have our own bank accounts. At the minute Mikey's wage goes into his bank account. My YouTube money is still on pause. It's like it's accruing, but I've not had it paid into my account yet because I'm still trying to verify the checks. I had to get my Australian driver's license card to arrive first before I could prove my identity to the address that I'm currently living at. So there was like a whole thing around that. I've not had that money come into my account yet. I've had UK clients pay me to my UK bank account. However, we're keeping that money in our UK bank account to cover like the mortgage, because we're still paying that in the UK until our house completes. So at the minute I'm kind of feeling like I don't have my money. I don't have like, you know, if I say to Mikey, we need to buy this, I need to buy that, he's like, right, cool, like go buy it, like it's absolutely fine. But it's the fact that I have to ask, and then it kind of just made me feel like really vulnerable and really weak, like in a really weak position, because I like my independence, I want my independence. I don't want to have to ask someone if I can go do something. So that was kind of affecting me. It was all like a self-imposed limitation, like a sense of feeling stuck that doesn't even exist. It's not that I don't have access to money, it's just in my head I would rather not have to ask someone for it. Then there was also, through all of that, I think I am really missing UK food. This sounds really ridiculous, and actually almost when I say it out loud I'm a bit like, God, that sounds pathetic. But everything tastes so different to obviously what I've been used to. And I said to Mikey, I was like, when we lived in Sydney, I don't ever remember having these thoughts. But then I was a lot younger, like 10 years younger. I didn't have kids, I was actually going out and eating out quite a lot, and eating out is a lot, obviously, most often than not it tastes quite good. So I don't know, I was eating out quite a lot. I wasn't really doing like grocery shops and everything else, and I think over the past like 10 years I've become very used to the types of meals that I was making and how they tasted, and then when I try and make them over here it doesn't taste quite right. It's like I'm just overall left feeling a little bit unsatisfied. And because of that, I think, and because I'm having like emotions around like financial situation or like my independence or some other things like the stress of the house sale back in the UK, like little things like that, I think my body has gone into like a freeze mode, and the first thing that it's done is like shut out food, because I'm like, well, it doesn't taste nice anyway, so I just don't eat. And like, it's not a conscious decision not to eat, but I realise when I eat dinner at the end of the day, I'm like, I haven't eaten breakfast or lunch. Like, I've had coffee when I woke up and that was it. I've drank a ton of water, but I'm not eating. And it's become like a daily thing where I'm like, I'll make the kids their meals. That's the first thing that's gone. Like I think my emotions, my body's like, there's so much that's making us feel stuck in like the anxiety in my head that I've then, without realising, shut out food. That's the first thing when I realised today. And then I was having a conversation with Mikey last night. I was like, he's like, you're putting so much pressure on yourself that you don't need to be doing. Like, it's not a real threat to you. Like, we're not poor, have no money, we have the means, all of these things. It's just that you don't have your money coming in yet, but that's going to change soon because I've verified the YouTube thing and I'll have that money coming into my account again. Just me being impatient, which is a big theme in my entire life, to be honest. And I thought it's part of that, the reason for me mentioning all of that was like, I just think my emotions today are just, I'm in freeze state again, and like, yeah, I wanted to like maybe take the kids out somewhere, but then I'm like, oh, I actually don't have it in me. So the kids have not been bored. They've played with like Play-Doh, we've done the sand thing, we'll do like a water table or something. Like when Mikey gets home, we may well just go to this Moora Festival thing as well, or at the very least go for a walk, and they can take their scooters. But I don't know. It's a realistic thing if maybe you're a mum and you move over to Australia and you're like, right, let's do something with the kids, and you just don't have it in you. It's taking everything in me to make this bowl of soup, because I've got like a bit of a cold, and I was like, what do I need? Like, I just need like some nice soup, warming soup. And I was like, I bought chicken noodle sachets in the pantry, I'll go make one of them. Really nice, it's really satisfying. This is like a realistic thing of just getting over here, and like maybe you just don't have the energy. Like it's taking everything around me, like I said, to even put my own needs first right now. I was really nice soup. Not everyone's going to understand the thought processes, the emotions, the response that I would have in this situation. And I wanted to put this in the video because I know there is now a lot of people who watch these videos and they feel inspired and feel like it's giving them direction. It's highlighting a lot of things that they haven't yet thought about, or they weren't aware of something they would have to navigate as part of this move, whether specifically through the Department of Education and being sponsored in a regional area, or just in general making some sort of big life change. And I want to put this in because I know I will also get comments of people saying, well, for God's sake, just remember to eat, just do this, why are you acting in this way? Like, I know exactly the comments that I will get from it. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to share this. Like, I'm currently loaded with the cold, and the cold has just amped up. I have the worst headache right now, but I think it's important to share this side of things because everyone responds differently in life. It depends on what you've been through, how you've been raised, what your go-to coping mechanisms are. As someone with complex childhood trauma, my trauma response was always to try and control external factors that were relating to me. So for example, when I was a teenager, I saw a therapist because I had eating problems and didn't eat, and was obsessed with the whole culture of wanting to be as thin as possible. And it turns out that was my trauma response to what was going on in my life. And it's something that I am very conscious of whenever I do get to a point where I just don't eat something. It's no longer a conscious thing that I do. It's just that's how my body responds to any sort of sign of it that it might perceive. Clearly, being in our environment now is
this is everything we've ever wanted, and I've always wanted to be able to have the things that I've got now, but my nervous system just has to understand how to be in this new environment, because my body's looking for all the things that are about to go wrong. Can't be this good. And I think that's what's happening, aside from the fact that there is also like stress from the UK. And I wanted to also add in here as well, it's a big chapter that's ending. Our life in the UK is ending. So many milestones with the kids that are coming up, where Axel feels less and less like a baby every single day. He's so chatty, he's so clever. The things that he says and does now, we're in awe of him when he does it. And we had the talk about, are we going to have a third baby? And the answer on that was ultimately no. But when I've really sat with it and thought of it, because I'm having some different dreams as well, we lost a baby before we had Axel, before we conceived Axel. And in some ways, whenever I thought about having a third baby and Axel being the middle child, it never sat right with me, because he is the baby of the family, and it didn't feel like he was a middle child, if that makes sense. And I've really kind of put it together over the past couple of days, and I feel like when I look at the kids, I imagine that there should be 3 of them because of that miscarriage. But in some ways, like, I'm grieving our life in the UK ending, because that's where all of that was and where all of that happened, and we're now in this like next chapter of our life that we have been looking forward to and working towards. But I just think a lot of people don't realise the thing with change is our brains just try to avoid it, our brains try to fight it no matter how much we want it. And you've really got to surrender in that process, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm surrendering to being changed, so that when we step into our new life, our new chapter, I'm able to really hold it and fully embrace it and enjoy it as much as possible, without constantly comparing things. Like, I have been like, oh, this isn't the same, that's not the same. Of course it's not going to be the same, it's completely different. We're in an entirely different country and it's completely different. But that's just that's what our brain does, it compares things. And when I've seen people online who have tried to make the move and it's not worked out and they've gone back, I think in a lot of ways they've just not had the awareness of, my brain is fighting this, and if I can just have a shift in perspective, then things would be different. So like the food thing that I've been doing here all week, people on Instagram have been amazing, sending me like links to different recipes and different cookbooks and different people that they really look at for like meal inspiration, and Australians and where you get it from here. And I've been throwing myself into that, how I can remake some of my favourite things and find new recipes that we can grow to love as a family, and try new things, so that I'm not constantly thinking, oh God, this doesn't taste the same and that doesn't taste the same, because I want to fully embrace the new aspects. But part of me is very much still unsure of, can I really embrace this and let go of what I've known, what has been safe to me in my head and my body, even though we've outgrown it. And I think a lot of people aren't really prepared for that, because no one really talks about it. And it's like, oh, you should just embrace it, and oh, just be happy and just be positive, like you're so lucky to have these things. But it still doesn't take away the fact that you feel like you're grieving your old life, and you're grieving the things that made you feel safe and comfortable before, whilst you feel so wildly uncomfortable as you navigate the new stuff. And that's what I wanted this video to be about. Even though not everyone is going to understand it, if you have never made a move like this, you are definitely not going to get it. But for the people who watch my videos, who are making a move or are thinking about making a move and planning that, I want you to be aware of this, because you are going to experience it in some variation yourself. And I want you to just be prepared on that. I'm embracing that, and I've got a cold because I've not been putting my needs first, and my immune system has clearly like nosedived because I'm not giving myself what my body needs. So this has been the sign from the universe, like, come on Maria, get it together, feed your body, do things that's going to be beneficial for you and healthy for you, and let's look to the future in the next chapter instead of backwards. And I do think that when we've sold the house in the UK, we'll be able to fully do that. I think at the minute it's just we're constantly like this. Do you know what I mean? We just want the house sold and sorted, so that one, we've got that money in the bank, we can start our new life, we can put that in an Australian savings account for our house that we will buy ultimately when we get permanent residency. Thank you so much if you've made it to this point in the video, for sticking around listening to me babble on. This is what this space is all about. It's about sharing the highs, the lows, everything in between, because that is the normal human experience. If you like this, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Axel, would you like to say goodbye?
Bye.
Bye. Hi, Shadow.
Bye, Shadow.
Hi, Shadow.